Hello, Williamson County. I'm Kerri, Hudson, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Williamson County Parks and Recreation proudly continues a holiday tradition as we present the 26th Annual Holiday Craft Show and the 13th Annual Kris Kringle Car Classic at the Williamson County Ag Expo Center in Franklin on Saturday, November 12th and Sunday, November 13th. Joining me today to talk about the show are Trisha Bilbrey, our Assistant Programming Administrator for Williamson County Parks and Recreation, as well as one of our very own crafters who will be participating in the show. And these are some of her wares and merchandise that you see on the table this morning. Real quick though, we do want to spend a little bit of time talking about the event itself. Trisha, thanks for joining us today, and I can't believe it's time for another holiday craft show.
Thanks for having me, Kerri. Yes, it is. We are gearing up for the Holiday Craft Show at the Ag Expo Arena, and we're really excited about it this year.
This is one of those fun annual events that so many people look forward to, including our staff as well, and it's one of the reasons it's the 26th Annual Holiday Craft Show. There are multiple special events that our department produces within a year. Some of them are fairly new, some of them are long-standing traditions, but one thing the department has tried to do is evaluate events every year and say, is this still working? Is this still meeting a need? Is this something the community still looks forward to? And when we need to revamp, we do, like with Spooks and Coops and the old Haunted Trails.
Right.
Haunted Trails was something we did for over 20 years, and we decided we wanted to do something that serviced more of a family perspective. And like just what we wrapped up, our third annual Spooks and Coops event, we took that jump and said, okay, this is what we're going to do to revive or change it up. But with the Holiday Craft Show, this seems to stick every year.
Yes, it does. It's been a staple with our department. It started out actually at the Franklin Recreation Complex, and we had 62 booths. So we have come a long way. We moved it to the Ag Expo Arena back in early 2000, so it's been there ever since. And so at the arena we can accommodate 140 craft vendors, so that's really nice for shoppers because they have a lot more of a variety of different kinds of handcrafted crafts that they can look at. And then also about 13 years ago we, well before 13 years ago we used to use the arena floor for different kinds of children's activities for kids and things like that, inflatables, climbing walls and such. And so we looked at that and we're kind of like, well, what could we do to spice things up a little bit with this show, you know? So we sat and thought and we came up with, well, why don't we do a car show on the lower level of the arena? So we did about 13 years ago, and so that's really changed the dynamic of this show tremendously. So we're very proud of this show and very excited when it comes around every year.
There's a lot that goes into this special event. It's not only the craft show, it's not only the Kris Kringle Car Classic. There's a lot of other things that the department's added into this multi-day event over the years to really round out the experience for people who attend the event. So we want to talk about all of those things today and just kind of let people get an idea of what to expect if they're unaware or haven't been to the Holiday Craft Show before. We'll start off with the craft show itself because that is the majority of the event. Like you said, we can accommodate 140 vendors at this show. Talk to us about some of the craft vendors that you guys have coming and the types of things that are on display and for sale at this event.
Okay, we have, well, first off, all of our crafters have handcrafted items. So that's pretty neat in itself, is that everything is handcrafted. And we have everything from jewelry to soaps and body lotions, bath salt products. We have woodworking products, pottery, wreaths, scarves, purses, baby items.
Hair bow. I say that as the mother of a 5-year-old girl. You can
of
always
bows.
stock up on your bows.
Yes, and just a huge variety of different handcrafted items, and it's pretty neat what people come up with and make and things like that. So it's a lot of different kinds of crafts that people make for our show. So
I say it every year. I'm constantly amazed at some people's creative abilities.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of what you see, I mean, it's all beautiful, it's all inspiring, and I mean, they're all wonderful products. And some of the things you look at and you're like, well, I'm glad that person has that gift because I'd never be able to do that in my lifetime. And then there's some things you look at and you're like, wow, I had no idea you could do this. Maybe I can do this. I don't know if I could really do this, but it's new and interesting and inventive things.
Yes.
One of the things I love the most about our holiday craft show is the fact that we do not use any commercial vendors. Like you said earlier, all of our vendors make handmade products, and this craft show truly gives people a unique shopping opportunity where you're going to be able to find those one-of-a-kind gifts that you can't find anywhere else.
Right.
I guarantee you there's a variety of different types of items at our shows where you can basically check off just about everyone on your holiday shopping list.
Yes, you can. You're exactly right. We have a lot of different kinds of artisans who make different kinds of crafts for this show, and it's pretty neat. I mean, it's really awesome.
And I love the mix that you guys do with this event. There are some vendors you know that you'll see year to year. There are people who come in looking for certain vendors, and they might not remember them exactly by name, but they'll be like, do you have the person who does this again this year? Something like that. People always look forward to the Brightstone booth and helping that organization out through their sales and what it goes towards their mission. And then there's always something new and exciting at the craft show as well. So you get that kind of mix of the classics, as well as the new and upcoming things.
Yes, you do.
It's a wonderful event. And we have, like you said, up to 140 booths that are spread out around the mezzanine level of the Ag Expo Center. So you can walk all the way around that building and interact with a variety of vendors selling a unique array of selections. And then on the arena floor is our Kris Kringle Car Classic. This has definitely been an enhancement to the overall event, and provides a different element to this show to really bring in another type of participant to this program. But I also, as the mother of a 5-year-old girl, it is a wonderful distraction. So that when somebody sees something they really like, maybe your spouse or another friend who's at the craft show with you can be like, let's go look at the cars for a second. And you've got a little chance to work.
Right. Our car show is pretty spectacular. You have a lot of classic cars up to, they could start from a 1910 up to a 2017 model. So you have a lot of classic ones, and then you also have modified versions of different kinds of cars. So it's kind of takes you through 100 years of automotive history. So that's pretty neat in itself to see that large of a span of different kinds of vehicles. So that's pretty awesome. And it's just a wonderful way for, moms to shop while dads look at all the cars. So it's kind of a win-for-win situation here. So, I know my dad, for instance, my mom would drag him to shows and to shop and things like that, and he'd kind of be like, what am I going to do? So, now it kind of feeds that purpose. So my mom and dad come every year. My mom shops upstairs and buys all different kinds of things, crafts and as such, and then my dad will spend his time look at all the beautiful cars. So it is a win-for-win there.
Now this is an invitational car show, so you handpick the cars and vehicles that are on display during this event. About how many will you have on site for this year's Car Classic?
We have 84 cars total. That's about all we can fit on the arena floor, which that's quite a bit. And we have, like I said earlier, anything from a 1910 up to the 2017 model. So there's a lot of different kinds of vehicle, and they've all been handpicked at the various car shows around the Mid-Tennessee area. So they are the cream of the crop and the best of the best.
And I will have to say, spending some time on the arena floor the past couple of years, just how personable all the people are who bring their cars to this event. They love participating in this event as much as other people love coming to see the vehicles that they bring to this event. They're always very happy and cheerful, and they want to talk to people about their babies.
They do.
You know, I know they're always wonderful with my daughter, and you know, we'll set her inside and take pictures and all kinds of things, and it's just that kind of nice, warm, open environment. For a car enthusiast, this is a wonderful car show to attend.
Absolutely.
Not only do you get to see some amazing vehicles, but just the interaction with the owners and the drivers is something special too.
Right, they love to talk about their cars, so it's very, very neat.
And speaking of the kids, probably the biggest draw for the children at the Holiday Craft Show is the jolly old elf himself. Yes, even Santa gets in on the Holiday Craft Show and has a booth set up for both of our show dates where he'll be visiting with kids, hearing holiday wish lists, and posing for pictures.
Yes, he will. Santa Claus will be there this year. It's a great opportunity for you to get those pictures made with your kids. It's $3 a picture. He will be there Saturday from 12 to 2 and Sunday from 1 to 3. So instead of waiting in those lines at the mall or various places, you can take care of it right here at our craft show.
I know. And the thing that I love about it, you know, you get a chance to get that holiday picture early. This event is the second weekend in November, so if you want to incorporate pictures with Santa into your holiday greeting cards, check. If you want a little bit more shopping time so that you're not just running around haphazard and crazy the week leading up to the holidays, check. You can get that wish list early from your kids this year and go ahead and get all of that stuff taken care of before December even rolls around. It's wonderful timing. And I do have to say, it's great seeing Santa before the holidays. It just kind of gives a parent that little extra push they need, you know. Remember who's watching.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. And then the last component of this event, something that was added a couple of years ago, is a complimentary performance by the Williamson County Community Band on the second day of the craft show, which is this year going to be Sunday, November 13th.
Yes, our community band will be there performing. They're actually going to perform on the lower level where their cars are, but it'll be actually closer to the entrance where the cars come into the building. So they will be back there set up, and they will be playing a lot of holiday tunes this year, so we're excited about that. If you've never seen them, this is a great opportunity to see them, and the sound really is amazing in the arena for this kind of thing. So it's pretty exciting to see them.
It is. And it just adds a sense of festivity to this whole event as you're walking in. You know, there's all the holiday shopping. There's usually some great smells from our food vendors wafting around the Ag Expo Arena, and then you hear this live festive holiday music, and putting the band on the arena floor really fills that whole environment with wonderful live sound and music. And this year, having the Williamson County Community Band kind of switch up their playlist, and they will be doing holiday seasonal music this year for the show. Really just kind of puts that finishing touch on the whole thing. The concert by the Williamson County Community Band does start at 2 p.m. And again, that's the second day of the show on Sunday, November the 13th. This definitely is a holiday extravaganza of multiple proportions that you do not want to miss. Well, Trisha, I appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us today. I'm looking forward to this year's Holiday Craft Show and Kris Kringle Car Classic, and can't wait to see you there.
Thanks for having me, Kerri.
Y'all stay tuned. When we come back, we're actually going to spend some time with one of our craft vendors who will be participating in this year's Holiday Arts and Crafts Show and learning a little more about what she does and how she does it. Y'all stay tuned.
Bricks. Sturdy, heavy, hard, smooth, rough, narrow, wide, ignored as ordinary, yet formed with ancient skills. Bricks offer security without aggression. White to black, rose to cream to gray, touches of purple, magenta, vermilion. The history and moods of earth are revealed by their presence. Used for strength, yet brittle, bricks shed chips when tumbled, but last centuries stacked tightly. They stand steady, offer the pleasures of earth, a sense of time, rarely intrude, simply wait for the observer's eye.
Welcome back to It's About You. We're talking today about our upcoming holiday craft show and Kris Kringle Car Classic that'll be taking place the second weekend in November at the Williamson County Ag Expo Center. Joining me for the second half of our show today is RoseAnn Sabba. She's one of our craft vendors who's participating in this year's holiday craft show, and she brought us several examples of some different things that she'll be offering at this year's event. RoseAnn, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. We're very excited to be here today.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have some of our vendors come in and show some real examples of some of the different types of things that'll be available at the Holiday Craft Show, and just to get a perspective on what goes into this. I am not a creative person by any stretch of the imagination, and so I'm always in awe of people who are able to visualize something and translate what is in their head into actual items. So talk to us a little bit about your particular craft or art, because you do have several different examples in the room today, and what it is that you'll have at your booth at the Holiday Craft Show.
Okay, if I may, I'd just like to say that we are Genro Creations, titled by my husband. My daughter is Jennifer and I'm RoseAnn, so that's where the Genro comes from. We began making jewelry just as a hobby, maybe about 14 years ago. And then about 6 years ago, Jen said, you know, why don't we do craft shows? I think that'll be fun. So we decided, okay, now we're going to start crafting and we're going to start making jewelry. To make a piece of jewelry, we like to, first off, we shop, we go to bead shows, we go to the local hobby craft shops, and we buy beads that we like. We never purchase beads with the intent of, I'm going to make a necklace with this bead and this bead. We just buy what we like, and then when we sit down to decide what we want to do, we go through all the beads and then we start creating. You know, let's put this with this. We might have bought another bead maybe 3 weeks prior, a month prior, and then we'll put it with something that we bought today. So that's how we kind of do it. We do it in, believe it or not, natural daylight, because that gives the true color of the beads. So you're not going to mismatch colors or anything like that. So we basically pick the beads we're going to use when it's daylight, because we have a lot of daylight coming through the windows, and we're able to select. And then we start putting it together. You know, do we want to make a long necklace, a short one? What kind of bracelet do we want to make?
So this is very organic. You just kind of let, you know, the feelings and the mood and the temperature of the day really put a lot of emphasis on what you actually produce.
Yes, and a lot of times we might have an idea in our head and put it together, and it's like, no, this just doesn't. So we take it apart, and then we just keep working at it until we get the right pattern and the way we feel it should look. One thing we do not do is we don't make any duplicate necklaces or bracelets. Each piece is individual. If someone comes to us and says, gee, I really like this, we'll try to duplicate it as much as we can, but we'll throw in something different so that we don't have two of the same pieces.
Right.
There are certain things that the style might be the same, but we make the beads different so that nobody has basically the same piece.
Everyone gets a one-of-a-kind, unique piece of jewelry.
Yes, exactly. That's how we do that. And we have a wide variety of things. We make bracelets, necklaces, ankle bracelets, for children. Well, not ankle bracelets, but for children we make little necklaces, bracelets, and then adults. And then we've added crocheting to our mix of creations. And in the crocheting, I've been doing that for many, many years. And we have adults and children, hats, scarves, dishcloths, articles to scrub your pots and pans with. We have lots of different things that we'll be having at the booth. Some of the things here we have like boot cuffs. We make boot cuffs for your boots.
And then is the bracelet meant
to
be worn with a boot as well?
Yes, this is what we call boot bling. And I brought one of my boots from home to display it, and it can also be used as a necklace. Every year at the show, because we've done the show quite a few years, that seems to sell out. People come back and say, we need some boot bling. It makes a great Christmas gift, you know, or stocking stuffer.
Sure.
So this is our boot bling, and we make these in silver, copper, and gold. And some of the other things we have are like little loveys for the babies.
The kids,
yes,
and
a little
they're
monkey.
hand crocheted, and you know they're going to be soft, and they're going to be something that can wear well with kids over time.
Yes.
As anyone who has a baby knows, you want to make sure that thing can be washed,
Yes,
washed frequently.
Absolutely. They can go into the washing machine, no problem at all. These are fingerless mitts.
Okay, I do have to see these.
Yeah, I'm going to put one on.
Yes.
Okay, is that okay?
Absolutely.
And these here are great because they keep your wrist warm, but you can also text.
Right.
You can go to the gas pump.
You still have your finger
and
pads.
You don't have to take your gloves off. And also, a lot of women like these for when they're typing in the office if their hands get cold. They can still type. So these are our fingerless mitts, which is another great seller. Let's see, and this here is a cowl. You can use it as an infinity scarf. You can also put it around your neck and pull the top up and have a head warmer. We have headbands that we make, the head warmers. We have quite a few different things, neck scarves that we make.
Yes, a lot of variety for sure.
Yeah, and this here is one of my favorites. This is called a prayer box necklace. And it opens up. You really can't fit that much in there, but the intent and the concept of this is that you give it to someone and you fill it with good thoughts and intentions and prayers. And this is a very big seller around the holidays, and even sometimes, you know, somebody's going through a rough patch.
Sure.
Somebody buys them that necklace.
And that way they always know they're thought of, they're prayed for,
Absolutely.
and they're cared for.
Absolutely. And then at the end I have another new necklace that we had just made. And just as an example, the pendant was purchased one place, and then everything was purchased in different places, and then we just kind of sat down and put it
It's a very
together
unique perspective on, you know, how some of this stuff can come together.
Yes.
Sometimes some of the best laid plans are the ones that are never going to work out. And it sounds like you and your daughter work from a place where you're just in the moment and organically making things happen and putting things together and being led by what's happening rather than this kind of preordained thought, I want to make this happen.
Yes, and that's basically sometimes we might sit there for an hour, 2 hours before we even get the one pattern that's like, oh, okay, this is going to be good. Because she'll be working on something totally different than I will, because we don't make two of the same. So it's kind of like, you know, you go into the buckets. We have lots of buckets of beads, and just start pulling, you know, the colors and, you know, what do you want to incorporate into this necklace or bracelet.
And I hope you don't mind me saying, but how fortunate you all are that you get to do this together, that you have this that you can share with your daughter.
Yeah, it started as a hobby. We had moved, and it was at a time of her life where it was difficult to meet a lot of young people. So it was kind of like, well, let's try doing a craft. You know, let's go to school. So we went to school to learn how to bead, and it was a hobby. And then it just grew into this.
Well, it's beautiful stuff. We're excited to see you at the Holiday Craft Show again this year. Real quick, kind of a price range for some of your stuff?
For basically for just about everything we have. The jewelry store, we have little bracelets that we call princess bracelets. They're little seed bead bracelets for little girls. They start at $2. And I think our necklaces, the most expensive necklace we have is like $30. It's costume jewelry, so it's not, you know, it's not 14-karat gold, so we can afford to. We like to keep our price range where people can afford to buy it and will come back and enjoy what we like
Other
to
things.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's basically what our customer base is. And with the crocheting, I think there too we have things that start at $2, and probably the most expensive might be $20 or
Wonderful.
$25.
Yes, so
yeah.
very moderately priced where people can pick up a variety of different things.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. And do you all have a website or some way that people can get in touch with you if they just want more information on your products?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. It's a Facebook shopping group, actually, and it's called Gen Row Creations -VIP. And if they go onto that site and ask to join, we put them into the group, and then anytime we make anything new, we post pictures, and they see everything that we've got. We've got things set up in albums, you know, like baby items and necklaces. So everything is set up in an album.
All the different categories.
Yeah, and they can, you know, view the albums. They can contact us through Facebook and let us know if there's anything that they want or need.
Well, RoseAnn, thank you so much for taking the time to come in today to share with us some of your beautiful art and what you and your daughter create. And we look forward to seeing you at this year's Holiday Craft Show.
Yes, we're looking forward to it too. Thank you so much.
All right, again, we have nearly 140 booths of fabulous handmade items such as woodworkings, bath products, wreaths, and other home decorations, accessories such as scarves and jewelry, stained glass, baby items, and much, much more that will be available at our 26th Annual Holiday Craft Show, as well as the amazing list of vehicles that will be on display at the 13th Annual Kris Kringle Car Classic. This event, again, is held at the Williamson County Ag Expo Center, which is located at 4215 Long Lane, conveniently off of Interstate 65 at exit 61 in Franklin. Show dates and hours are Saturday, November 12th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday, November 13th from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Parking is free, and admission is only $2 per person per day, with ages 12 and younger admitted for free. I mean, basically, this is just an event where the teens and the adults have to pay. Any kid can come in for free. We're happy to see them, primarily because of the appearances by our favorite friend, Santa Claus. He'll be at the show both dates on Saturday, the 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Sunday, the 13th from 1 to 3 p.m. He'll be available to visit with your children, hear their holiday wish lists, pose for photographs, and if you do want to purchase a commemorative photo from the event, they're available for just $3. And again, rounding out our special event for this weekend is a special performance by the Williamson County Community Band. And they'll be performing on Sunday, November 13th at 2 p.m. with a festive array of holiday music that is covered in the event admission. So basically, you can pay $2 for the day and participate in like 4 different kinds of special events when you attend the Holiday Craft Show. I want to again thank Trisha Bilbrey from our staff, as well as RoseAnn Sabba for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again at the Holiday Craft Show, and we look forward to seeing you all there as well. For more information on this event, including the Holiday Craft Show, the Kris Kringle Car Classic, or the Williamson County Community Band, you can visit our website at wcparksandrec.com, where you can get additional information about this and other upcoming events. Also, be sure to follow us through our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube for additional information, photos, and videos of all of our exciting offerings. Thanks for joining us again, and remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.